Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020 and welcome to episode 25 of the Neofly series. As you can see, we're back in our amphibious Kodiak. If you watched the previous episodes, we had a little accident the first time we arrived here because I don't know how to steer float planes on the water and blew up the engine in the Kodiak. I didn't actually blow up the engine with bad steering, it's just because I was stressing about not hitting the dock, which we did, and then mismanaged the engine and blew it up. So anyway, we then had to bring in some spare parts for the Kodiak, which we did with, which was a lot more successful. But something else you may have noticed is it's not floating away. So I found this little app, this little tool here, which allows you to basically just tie down your amphibious plane. I know the Beaver is supposed to have a built-in one that you use from the tablet when the engine's off. The Kodiak doesn't, so I've just got this little app. I'll leave a link to it in the description as well, so that you can check it out if that's something that interests you. But anyway, all we need to do in this episode is actually make a bit of money, because I've spent a bunch of money on float planes and maintenance and these little home bases. And then in the previous episodes, we were basically just checking out the home bases and rescuing this aircraft. So it has been suitably repaired to make the journey back to Waterkloof. No, not Waterkloof, Vonneboom. And once at Vonneboom, it's going to undergo some final checks, and then it'll be operating some sightseeing flights from there out here to the dam and back. So it's going to be based sort of in between here and there anyway. But what we need to do today, again, is make some cash. So we're going to take this over to Vonneboom, leave it there, pick up the helicopter, the H125, short flight over Pretoria to Johannesburg to Tambo, and that we're going to pick up the CRJ and do, make some money with the CRJ 1000, which I don't think I've actually flown in the Neofly series yet. So that's the plan for today's flight. First challenge is going to be getting away from the dock. It looks like the wind is kind of blowing from basically the direction the camera's facing. It's supposed to be only like 2 or 3 knots. It says 3 knots, 220 degrees, so that's kind of there somewhere. The thing is, it's going to hit the tail and probably spin the front of the aircraft back into the dock. So I think we'll get everything started up, except for the engine. So in fact, let's just start doing that. And we've got the sun right in our face. So we do have a couple of passengers going with us. Some staff members that are going back to Vonneboom. Right, let's bring that back. Bring that back. Throttle, that's good. That's up. I'm going to put the water rudders down, although we're going to need a bit of speed for them to actually do anything. Okay, that's on. Beacon and nav lights will come up here and do harness fuel selectors and harness. Click that guy, fuel shut off. Those are on, that's off, that's good. So I think what I'm going to do is the parking brake set. Oh no, it wasn't. Is I think now we release from the mooring. So we get these on, release from the mooring. So we give our assistant the signal, and then let's go low and get our engine up and running as soon as we can. We're going to have to release that start latch or propeller latch or whatever it's called. Okay, there we go, low idle. We're floating a little bit away from the dock, so it's actually not too bad. Okay, that comes up into the green. That off, that to standby. Okay, and even with that latch, we're producing a fair amount of thrust, it seems. Okay, let's go feather. And then back up to fine. Okay, generator, alternator, these guys can come on. Landing lights, I guess, and strobes. And it's producing a lot of forward thrust, even though we have nothing engaged, basically. Okay, let's get these on. We're gonna take off in this direction anyway. 23. These guys on, that on. Okay, we'll go flaps 2. I don't know why I'm sitting with this weird angle view, but anyway. Right. Then we just need to do prop full forward. Mixture to high. Gonna have a little bit of a crosswind because we can't take off that way. We're gonna be doing it this way. But I think we are good to go. Let's just clear this. Give it a bit of power. Okay, airspeed's alive. 50 knots. There's 60. Ooh, didn't want to bounce it like that.
Have a safe trip. We hope you enjoyed your stay here. We'll look forward to welcoming you back soon.
Okay, flaps 1. Coming through 90, flaps up. Okay, that's the water rotors coming up. Kept them on for takeoff. I think in the Beaver I actually retracted them. I say on, I mean down. So I'm not sure what is actually the best practice there. Oh, we're going to be flying into that sun the whole flight, basically. Prop back now. We'll stay around, well, between 4,500 and 5,000 feet. We can just kind of cruise along like this. Okay, Vonneboom is reporting wind 0 knots. 1027. Strong thing. There we go. And so we'll basically just land straight in then, I guess. Only 6 degrees. Nice chilly morning here in Victoria. Okay, Vonnebaum is 4,095 feet, so we can round that up to 5,000. So our circuit, we actually want to be at 6. Thing, I was actually going to bring it up on the GPS, but there isn't really much point right here. But I think we'll take this runway. Or should we just go hop over the ridge here and take the longer runway? It's probably a better idea. Both of them are going to kind of be landing into the sun. Right, let's pick up some altitude. There's that mall again from the previous app. Sun is going to be a bit of a nightmare. Right, let's slowly bring the prop back up to 2,000 and to full. Right, I can see the runway. Let's go flaps 1. I'm actually not going to go all the way to 6,000 because we're already higher than we need to be. Flaps 2, gear down. Condition either max, prop full forward. And we'll go flaps full. And just manage that's. Alright, everything looks good to go. Slowly coming down onto the glide slope. Add a bit of power as we decrease our descent rate. Now we put up a little bit of speed. Okay, gears down. 2 whites, 2 reds. Okay, we'll keep the speed up a little bit here to get up the hill. Let's get the flaps up. Strobe lights, landing lights, taxi lights on. And then condition the lever to low. Like so. Well, I hope that everyone at Bonneboom gets used to seeing the amphibious Kodiak. This is where it's going to be in and out of every day. Yeah, I'm actually going to go here. Something like that.
Transporter. Disembarkation in progress. Stand by.
Can't actually remember. That's not how you do the prop latch. You're supposed to go into beta. It's kind of like the start locks on like the Jetstream, I think. So I put it into feather. That's not actually correct. Right, let's get these lights off. These can come off. That can come off now. This and this probably should have already been off. That can go off. These guys. That comes out. Off.
Transporter.
Off
Disembarking
and off.
finished. Have a nice day.
Right, they're all done. That's all good. Off, and master off.
You are clear to start your engine.
Right, there we are, safely at Bonneboom. Oh, I guess we wouldn't actually need the pitch latch because we're not starting on the water. Not that it really did very much on the water anyway, to be honest. But it's actually got twin gear. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly go and get the helicopter ready, and then we'll take a short flight over to Johannesburg. So I'll see you in just a bit.
Hey.
Okay, we've got 5 passengers we should probably have these open. Right, we have 5 passengers who are currently boarding. 2 of them already on board. Let's just see. We're basically full up. We're kind of 97. That's going to add all of this other stuff. So let's get rid of all of these things. Those can stay. Those we definitely don't want. Camera, sling gear, spotlight, crate around the world.
Good morning, my favorite transporter. Passengers will board as soon as you request it. Transporter, boarding has
So
started.
now I remember why I just do this. Okay, there's the last passenger getting on board now. Okay, that's far too much. Still way too much. Cool, that works. Right, passengers are boarded. It's almost. Okay, so while they're finishing doing that, we can start switching things on.
Everything is on board.
Okay, the lights. Right, fuel pump, come on. Let's close the door. Hello? Just ignore the floating signs at Wonderworm. This is a thing that happens. Okay, that's done, that's done. I don't know if these actually... Oh, they do. Right, we don't really need anything else here. Cool. And we just come up here, make sure that the prop brake is disengaged. And engine start button to start. Nice and simple.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Oh, this is supposed to be an idle. I forgot to check that. Because it spawns with it up if you spawn on a helipad. Right, let's get the generator on, avionics on, so we can accept that, let that align so long. We'll turn on the pitot heat while we're here. And we can slowly bring this up to flight. Very simple flight today over to Johannesburg. Now that the RPM is up, we get the horn on. GPS is aligned. Right, we are good to go. Okay, so we're just gonna head out in that direction and basically down the runway and out that way. Okay, let's get out of here. Kind of heavy today. Just over 80% of our max takeoff weight. Actually, it might even be more with all the fuel.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe.
Right, lovely morning for flying. Wind 100 degrees, only 4 knots. Temperatures 14 degrees. No clouds whatsoever. Right, so we'll pass over the Pretoria CBD, or just to the left of the Pretoria CBD. And our flight path actually takes us straight over Waterkloof Air Force Base, which is fine. We'll imagine we got clearance to do so. We'll stay at about 5,000 feet. I'm going to pass Unisa as well, and Fort Klapperkop. This here is the Union Buildings. Loftus Stadium over there. Unisa's over here. On the side of that mountain. That's Fort Klapperkop over there and the water reservoirs. And just other side of that ridge, where those reservoirs are, basically, if you're on approach to Waterkloof's runway, you fly almost straight over those water reservoirs. It's just on the other side of that hill. It's Unisa down there and the telecom tower. And there you can see Waterkloof's runway over there, so you kind of come just over the side here. It's still interesting to think we're actually lower than Johannesburg's, well, Johannesburg Airport's elevation, because it's 5,550 at Joburg. We're about 5,490. So overall, Johannesburg's about 1,000 feet higher than Pretoria. Okay, just about 6.5 minutes to go. And I just need to check out. I think we're taking the CRJ to Skukuza. We also have some flights to Cape Town. Cape Town ones will pay more, obviously, because they're a lot longer. I'll see what looks interesting. These power lines here. I think we basically just joined that highway that we passed as we were crossing the airbase. That's the same highway over there. I say we passed, it was kind of just off to our left, and we rejoined that, and that is the highway to Johannesburg. Well, to the airport. You can also go to Johannesburg from that side as well. So the airport is kind of off to eastern side of Joburg. It's not this one here, I'm talking about that highway there actually. But we'll join up with it again shortly. Right, Johannesburg weather. Wind 60 at 9 knots, 13 degrees, QNH 1030. So we actually kind of want to land facing behind us. There you go, we still feel roughly the same level above the terrain, and we're 300 feet higher than we were. If I was at 5,500 now, I'd be in the ground. Right, the helipads are at the end here, so I'm going to fly off to the right. It would be cooler to do a left-hand turn, because obviously we can then look easier. Sorry, a right-hand turn. It's easier to look out of our side of the helicopter, but that would put us directly over the runway. So we will do a left-hand turn coming in here. Helipads are just there. Right, there we are. Safely arrived.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Okay, I'll let that wind down a little bit. You can switch off the avionics and the horn before it starts going off. And then we might as well switch off the GPS and these guys. Now we can shut down the engine as well. Now we just need to get a bus or something to take us out to the CRJ, which is going to be all the way on the other side of the airport.
Transporter, you can open the doors and begin the disembarkation.
Right, the rotor brake, that'll stop nice and quickly. There we go. Oh, perfectly in front. Switch off the battery. Yeah, there we are, parked up at Johannesburg. I didn't line up properly with the H. I was more aiming to be into the wind. But in any case, there's only two little helipads over here.
Let's go.
Right, our passengers are done disembarking, so next you'll join me in the CRJ and I'll let you know where we're actually flying once I've loaded up from Neofly and figured out what's going to be the best. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are in our CRJ. Everything's opened up and we're ready to start boarding. We're on the ground power, or at least we have the ground power connected, but nothing's set up in the aircraft just yet. So, as always with the CRJ, we're going to have FS2Crew for our crew simulation, SLC for our passengers, and we're using Beyond ATC for the ATC simulation as well. Right, so first off, we'll let FS2Crew know that we are ready to start. Okay, and then it's up to us to get all this stuff on. We'll accept the ground power. These are on auto. We can go nav lights. those are fine for now, and we'll come back through and do all of these procedures in a bit. Shortly, the first officer will go out for the walk around, but we need to load up, and let me actually get the Simbrief flight plan here so that I can check this out. Okay, we're doing it. Yes, we'll do it based on 0 fuel weight, and we are 33. 33.1, so we'll do something like that. Fuel today is 3256, so we'll leave it as is, and we can set that payload. We'll come back and do that just now as well. We can also just set our V speeds based on that. Right, so at least that is set.
I'm out for the walk around.
Okay, he's gonna go do his walk around. And so we will start with our kind of safety checks. So nose wheel steering off, hydraulic pumps all off. Landing gear lever is down. In fact, let's just synchronize this stuff and I'll get this out of the way. That should be up and flaps up. That's good. Radar should be off. Checked, and set this to standby while I'm down here. And I'll flip these to nav while we're here as well. And batteries on these are good and parking brake is set. We're now on the GPU power. Let's run this guy. Okay, I think it's supposed to pop up with something there, but at least we get the cautions, I guess. Circuit breakers are not modeled. Emergency equipment isn't modeled. And we've been through all of that. Cool. So, I guess what we'll do next while the first officer is busy with the walk around is start setting up our route and all of that good stuff. Okay, flight plan today is nice and simple. We're going from our Tambo to Kruger. And then, let me just pull this up. Right, very difficult. Exobi. And direct to Tiller. Or Tyler. Like so. Can execute that. Departure today, 03 left. Exobi 1 Alpha. And then arrival, we're planning ILS 05 with Tiller 1 Alpha. Okay, so that all looks good. Our alternate today, I think we just go back to Joburg, to be fair. Alternate, yeah, coming back to Johannesburg. I really don't see that we'll have any issues. There's no weather at all. Okay, so that would be back to Joburg like so. The route is very simple as well. It's just Dodo's Bitbang. Oops.
I'm back from the walk around. All looks good.
Yeah, he's done with the walk around. Huh, why can't I put in... Okay, let's try. Oh, there actually is G745. Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, probably not going to use that anyway. Can actually just disconnect that because I know this approach and it's basically straight. 53 degrees, 54 degrees. Right, so that's done. Then we just need to come here We're flexing to 35 today. And transition altitude is 8,000. Okay, we're cruising at 21,000. And now I can grab all of this, have it fold out. Cool. If we're coming back, we're cruising at Q2. Nice short flight today. Okay, we've done that one. That's correct. And then transition level going into Kruger is also 8,000, so we'll set that as well. And then we've done all of this. Perfect. Okay, originating check flow. So, electrics panel, all on auto. That's good. IRS we've done. These should be covered. That's checked. Bleeds, auto and normal. Both. Cool. Hydraulics. We've done that. Pressurization, right? We need to set the landing the landing elevation, which is 2,829 feet. So we'll probably do 220. Okay, so this is always fun because the valley is down there. Okay, that's 2240, 220. Is that right? Oh no, it's 28. What am I doing? 2820. Let's double check that. Right, that's good. The other thing I can do now is just tell SLC to start getting people on board.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Captain. How are you?
Hi there. We're fine, thanks.
Great. We're just preparing the cabins for the passengers. We'll speak to the terminal staff once the door is opened and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding begins.
Okay, no problem. Feel free to open the doors whenever you're ready.
No problem.
Okay, so we've done that. Then we're going to start the APU shortly once the ground crew are here. So the packs stay off, that stays off, that's off. We can now arm this. We're done fueling, so we can go straight on with those. Then we can come down here, do the stall test. Okay, that's tested. Clocks are good. QNH while we're here is 1021. Like so. Right, CVR test is also here. Hold that, we should get a green light. Cool. Then we can do this guy.
User bay, overheat.
Thrust reversers, onto the cabin crew.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so I've spoken to security and they've started checking in, but there's around another 10 minutes to go before we expect to be seeing any passengers.
Thanks a lot.
No problem at all.
Okay, thrust reversers are armed, which seems a bit weird. I would have probably had that off, but anyway. Then we put this into test. This doesn't seem to do very much other than just say test up there. If I switch this on, see, that's now the terrain radar. See, I'm not sure. Anyway, we've done the test. Radar off, okay? Yeah, because it says radar to test and wait for graphic. over here, but we never actually see anything. I mean, I know the graphics are working because the terrain radar
Hi,
shows
the
us
security
terrain.
and safety checks are all done. Are you good to start boarding?
Go for it.
Okay.
Unless it just means that little graphic, otherwise it should have just said text or something. Okay, but that's not the end of the world. Right, then that's done. Now we can start going through some checks. Originating check.
Stand by. Maintenance status.
Complete left.
Complete right. Gear pins.
Remove. Stowed.
Removed. Hydraulic test.
Complete.
Ice detector test.
Complete.
Stall test.
Complete.
Clock.
Set and checked.
1316. Set right. CVR test.
Complete.
MLG overheat test.
Complete.
Radar test.
Complete.
Originating check complete.
Okay, next up we need to do the departure brief. We've got about 20 minutes still before we leave. Obviously the passengers haven't even started boarding yet. We've given them permission to board, but no one's actually coming through yet. So, yeah, we're looking good in terms of time. Before we can do the departure brief, we need to contact delivery and get our clearance just to make sure that we're still got the same runway and the same departure. Also, let's contact the ground crew. Oh, they haven't actually connected yet. So once they do, we can then ask to start up the APU. Maybe let's contact delivery then, and we can at least check so long. Well, we'll grab the ATIS and then get our clearance. So ATIS is 1262.
Transition level 080.
Cool, we got
Read
that.
back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Alpha.
Alpha.
Johannesburg Airport information Alpha. 1315 Zulu. Wind 010 at 7 temperature 19. Dew point -06. QNH 1027. Landing runway 03 right. Departing runway 03 left. Transition level 080. Read back all hold short instructions.
Okay, this... we had 1021. That says 1027. Which is weird. So, Access Sky is giving us 1021. And, Beyond ATC is giving us 1027. We'll follow that because that's the altitude, or that's the QNH that ATC is going to be checking. So we'll stick with that. What was I coming to do here? Oh yes, this. Get rid of the airports and we can turn on ETAs. Okay, now we can contact delivery and get our clearance. We are Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima today. Johannesburg delivery, good day, Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima. Request IFR clearance, and we have information Alpha.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, Johannesburg delivery, information Alpha correct, expect runway 03 left, XOB 1 Alpha departure, initial climb to flight level 120, squawk 1722.
Runway 03 left, Exobi 1 Alpha departure, and squawk 1722. Initial climb, flight level 120, Delta Tango Lima.
Ground to cockpit.
Zulu
Go
Sierra
ahead.
Delta Tango Lima, readback correct. Contact ground 122.65 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Bit of a
You're loud and clear.
timing issue
5
here
over
with
5.
both of these things happening.
Okay, Captain. Radio check is complete. We'll contact you when we're ready to start loading. Roger.
122.65 Delta Tango Lima. Okay, so we are cleared to 12,000. Squawk 1722. So we'll put that in so long. Okay, that's good. We'll put this box back over there. Right. And then it is runway 03. Okay, the ground crew are now connected. Yes, this frustrates me so much. Just as you get close enough, it starts speeding up. Okay. Right, that's good, that's good. We can then do the departure briefing, but let's first just ask to start the APU.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We're starting the APU now. Stand by for ground power disconnection in a few minutes. Roger. We'll monitor the startup from down here and let you know if we see anything untoward. Roger.
Yeah, that should start coming up now. Cool.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. APU startup seems good. Nothing to report. We're off the ground power, so feel free to disconnect. Roger. Stand by.
That timing is a little bit
Ground
off.
power has been disconnected.
Because we're not actually
Roger.
on the APU just yet. You'll see that lights up green. There we go. Now we can disconnect the ground power. Like so. Right, and then we can also come up here and turn these on. So once our passengers are boarded, we actually have some air flowing through the cabin. I want to check why they're not boarding yet.
Hello, Captain.
We're ready to start boarding.
No problem. It should just be a couple more minutes, maybe
Okay.
less. We're expecting the call any minute now.
Cool. Okay, we can then do our departure briefing. So the weather's good, pretty chilled here. Winds are 0 degrees at 10 knots. At least that's what Active Sky says. Okay, we don't need radar. On our procedure, engine anti-air is not required. Thrust reduced and threats nothing significant today out of the ordinary. So let's run that.
Are you ready for the brief?
Go ahead.
Okay. The newest weather shows good conditions. We will plan to push and start for a 2-engine taxi. There are no hotspots along our taxi route. It will be a left seat takeoff. Anti-ice is not required and no need for radar today. We'll plan for a reduced thrust takeoff. Prior to V1, any master warning, engine fire or failures, we will abort on the runway. After V1, we will take it flying and fix it in the air and plan to come back here. If all goes well, we've got our clearances filed and planning on an RNAV speed mode, nav mode departure. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, that completes the brief.
Okay, one thing I am going to tweak there is it's going to be a speed mode, heading mode departure. And in fact, this is something we should go through right now.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Just to let you know, we've started bringing the passengers on board.
Ground to cockpit. Thanks a lot. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Just a quick update to let you know that we started loading. We'll send the final load sheet up once we're ready. Roger.
Okay, So the reason why I need to have a look at this is, if we come down here, this isn't actually being drawn correct. It doesn't look like, because we're supposed to go out runway heading, and then turn again, and then out to Exobe. This has basically just got a straight line. It's got these intercepts which are correct. 0.6 miles right turn to 101, 15 miles right turn to 126, and then we intercept that, but it doesn't look like it's drawing it properly. So I think we're going to fly this manually off of the chart. Okay, so if I grab that, I've just got it on my iPad in front of me. Okay, so 5.5 miles, it's obviously rounded that up to 6. We turn left to heading 101. So I'm going to sync up, and I mean we should be going straight for 5.5 miles and then turning to 101. Then at 15 miles from Juliet Sierra Victor, which is the Johannesburg VOR, we then turn again to the right at or to 126 degrees. We fly that for 55 miles and intercept the 101 degree radial from Juliet Sierra Victor, and that takes us direct to Exobe. So we're gonna fly that manually because I don't know if it would actually follow it with these intercepts, but it doesn't look like it's drawn it correctly at all, so we're going to do that manually. Now, Juliet Sierra Victor is 115.2, and it has set that for us automatically. So the other thing I'm just going to do, we'll dial this out of FMS and into VOR, and we can set this to 101 degrees. So when we line up on the runway, I'll synchronize the heading with the runway, and that will put us on that heading, and then we keep an eye over there at 5.5, right turn to 101, then again at 15, right turn 126, and then we just intercept that radial. Okay, so we can actually put this into heading mode, and we can put it into speed mode as well for now. Right, we can start preparing to start the engines, I guess. Pre-start check.
Stand by. Fuel quantity.
Set and checked.
3,265 kilograms. Confirmed. Cabin size.
On.
Pressurization.
Set.
Altimeters.
Set and checked.
1027. Set right and cross checked. Flight instruments.
Set left.
Set right. Anti-skid test.
Complete.
Oxygen flow.
Check left.
Checked right. FMS.
Verify.
Radios.
Set left.
Set right. Takeoff brief.
Complete.
Pre-start check complete.
Okay, that's all done. We're basically just waiting for our passengers to finish boarding now. And then we'll be on our way out of here.
Good afternoon from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board this afternoon's flight. I hope you're all well. We're currently preparing for departure up here in the cockpit, and once we're airborne, we'll be climbing to our cruise level of 21,000 feet. We hope to depart very shortly. We're not expecting any delays. Once we push back from the stand, the cabin crew will start securing the cabin. As we head to the departure runway, please make sure you're seated and secured as they make their way around the aircraft. The weather is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any issue during our climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport, so nothing to worry about there. It looks as though the en route winds are in our favour, so there shouldn't be any issue getting to our destination on time. However, we will keep you informed throughout the flight if it changes. We'll be making a departure just as soon as the ground crew finish loading the baggage into the hold of the aircraft. If you can get seated and secured with your belts on in the meantime, that will speed things up nicely. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the flight. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We'll contact you from Pushback once you're close enough and the beacon light is switched on. Roger. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Okay, we've received the load sheet from
Hey guys,
ground.
all
There's
packs
the
are on
passenger
board.
count,
Are we
the
clear to
count,
close?
Total souls count, plus yourselves, of course.
Thanks.
Clear to close.
Okay, looks
Thanks,
like we're
let
all
me know
set
if
to
you
go
need
whenever
anything.
you're ready.
All right. You can close the doors whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll let the crew know and we'll get closed up as soon as we can.
Okay, so they're pretty much done. We need to go through some more checks. Turn on the fuel pumps. Those already on. Window heats can come to low. Hydraulics. Auto on. Auto. Those are on, those are armed. That's good. And then we simply turn on the beacon lights. We need to make sure that all the doors are closed.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
Cool.
Call me when you require pushback. Actually, we're all set to go now. Feel free to get connected. Roger.
Okay, so once they're connected and ready for push, we will then contact ATC and get clearance to do that. Engine start check.
APU.
On.
Takeoff data.
Set
Set
left.
for 3637 kilograms. V speeds are V1 145, VR 145, V2 151, VFTO 194. Flaps 8, set right. Trims engage and centered. 7.5. Seatbelt shoulder harness.
Check left.
Checked right. Hydraulic pumps.
Auto and on.
Beacon.
On.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Doors.
Closed.
Engine start check complete.
Okay, we're ready to go. We're just waiting for the ground crew to be ready to push and then we can ask for clearance.
Tow is attached. Steering pin is inserted. Stand by while we start pushback. Please release your parking brake.
Okay, we should be 12265. Ground, good day, Zulu Sierra, Delta Tango Lima. Ready for push and start.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, OR Tambo apron ground, pushback and engine start approved.
Should be face east.
Face east.
Yep, cool. Push and start approved, face east. Delta Tango Lima. Don't know what I said there, but it worked. Okay, let's release the parking brakes. Let the ground crew know.
Parking brake is off. We're ready to go.
And then
Roger.
our first officer starts the engines in this aircraft. So once they let us know we're good, we'll start engine 1 first because we're pushing
Okay,
to our
Captain.
right.
We're clear of the stand and you're free to start engines. Starting engine 1. Roger.
All stations, please arm doors.
Start engine
Ground,
1.
please push so we're
Starting
facing
engine
left.
1.
Right, let's see how close I get with this turn. It's always earlier than I think it's gonna be. It's looking okay, maybe even a little bit too late still. Yeah, still too late. Jeez, we've got to basically start turning as soon as we start the push.
Please set your parking brake. Parking brake is set. Stand by. Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and disconnect the tow.
Alright,
Starting
nice
number
quick
2.
push.
Roger.
Alright, basically just waiting for the first officer to let us know the engine 1's startup sequence is done. And we'll do the same for engine 2.
Engine 1 start complete.
Start engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
Right, so when he's done, we will shut down the APU, switch on the taxi lights, and that's about it, really. We're good to go. Got a call for taxi clearance, obviously, before we set off.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Okay, Captain. Looks like a good startup on all engines and tow is disconnected. Nose wheel is free, so you're good to go. We'll get ourselves disconnected now, so have a safe flight. Look out for the pin on the right, and we'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Pin on the right, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, he's disconnecting. We're also making sure that all of this goes away, but we do need
Engine 2 start complete.
on these. Cool. It's all clear. We need to just click on flight control and then do our checks. Full up, full down, left, right, and then rudder, left and right. Neutral. Okay, and shut down the APU. That's fine, that can come on, and then we are good to go. Pre-taxi check.
APU.
Set.
Anti-ice. Set.
Off.
Electrics.
Check.
Nose wheel steering.
Armed.
Flaps. Flaps 8. Set.
Flaps 8 confirm.
Flight controls.
Check left.
Checked right. Pre-taxi check complete.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Ground. Delta Tango Lima ready for taxi.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, runway 03 left taxi via India, Bravo.
Runway 03 left via India, Bravo. Delta Tango Lima.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Just to let you know that the cabin is secure for takeoff.
We're almost ready, so you can take your seats now.
No problem.
Okay, I'll have the cabin crew seated now anyway, because it saves me forgetting later on, and it's not a very long taxi anyway, so we literally just go here first right, and we follow that all the way to the runway. Beautiful clear day for flying though, not a cloud in the sky, and not a cloud expected in Kruger as well. Obviously that can change very quickly, especially in the afternoon, but it is winter here, so not really looking at things like thunderstorms and stuff like we get in summer. Okay, let's do some more checklists. Before takeoff, checklist to the line. Before takeoff, check to the line.
Flight attendants, take your seat for departure, please. Cabin has been notified. Cross-flow manual. Thrust reversers armed. Takeoff data set for runway 03. RNAV first fix identified. 1, 2,000, 0, 100. Feet pre-selected.
Set.
Fuel min control confirmed. Takeoff config.
Checked.
Checked. Full takeoff check to the line complete.
Full takeoff check below the line.
Anti-ice.
Set.
CAS.
Check.
Checked. Full takeoff check below the line complete.
Right, so next we just need to be handed over to the tower. And then it's runway heading check, set thrust, and we blast off out of here. Oh, and we need to set the lights. That's our job in this aircraft, because the lighting panel's on this side of the cockpit. Okay, don't go straight here like British Airways. This is Juliet over here.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, contact Johannesburg Tower 118.6.
118.6, Delta Tango Lima, good day. Tower Delta Tango Lima, request departure, runway 03 left.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, request not understood.
Oh, great. It plays the noise for switching the runway, switching the radio frequencies, but it's not actually switching. That's fun. Set 118.60 on COM 1. I'm gonna have to do this every time. This is gonna be a struggle. Johannesburg Tower, Delta Tango Lima, request departure, runway 03 left.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, Johannesburg Tower, wind 010 at 7 runway 03 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 03 left, Delta Tango Lima. If that auto-tune doesn't work on this departure, it's going to be a disaster because there's going to be so much going on. I don't have hands to look down there and do it, and FS2Crew doesn't seem to want to do it either. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Okay, lights are set. Runway heading check.
Check.
Complete spoilers. Complete spoilers.
Set thrust.
Thrust set. $80 knots. V1, rotate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Recommend, however, that you keep your seatbelt loose, fasten, and all.
Gear up.
If you are using a flight mode, we ask that you fasten
Select autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Our in-flight meal service will prevent short
Time sequence.
lunch followed later in the flight. Please refer to your personal menu cards for more details. If there is anything that we can do to make your flight
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, contact Johannesburg
Set
departure
speed
12 for
235.
decimal 5.
124.5, Delta Tango Lima. Set speed 235.
Terrain. Pull up.
Terrain? What the hell? climb sequence. Okay, seems like FS2Crew got a bit stuck, but it's back now. Okay, cool. We're past the transition. And we're going up to a flight level. We're coming up through 9,000. I still haven't contacted radar. What are we at? 7.6 here. Johannesburg radar, Delta Tango Lima, passing through flight level 900 for flight level 120. Oops, I said 900 instead of 090.
Johannesburg departure. Good day. Identified. Climb to flight level 100.
What? That doesn't make sense. Flight level 100, Delta Tango Lima. Well, we already passed that. What is going on?
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima. Contact Johannesburg Control West 118.5.
Set speed 290. 118.5, Delta Tango Lima. Hopefully they give us a clearance straight away. Control Delta Tango Lima, passing through flight level 118.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, Johannesburg Control West. Good day, radar contact. Climb to flight level 210.
Flight level 210, Delta Tango Lima. Set flight level 210. Set speed 290. Set heading 126. After takeoff check.
After takeoff check complete.
Right, okay, that was a little bit much. We had to do the radios manually. Our first officer ignored us in the beginning with the climb sequence. But we're back on track now. We are at climb thrust, right? Yes, okay, cool. Okay, passing 15,000 feet. We still have to speak to the passengers.
Cabin crew, resume duties. Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you enjoyed flying with us so far. We're currently climbing up to our cruising altitude of 21,000 feet, so I thought I'd give you a quick update. We're making good progress towards our destination and expect to arrive on time as planned. You'll next hear from me just before we start our descent. I'll be sure to keep you updated if anything changes, but in the meantime, please feel free to relax and take advantage of our onboard facilities. Thank you.
Right, now I need to keep an eye on this, which is coming across, so we arm that. What on earth just happened there? Oh my word, did it auto-tune the frequency? Okay, let's just do this then. Over to FMS, re-engage that, and start that turn to Asobo. Is that what happened? Yes, it flipped over to a different frequency. I don't know how you stop it from doing that. Aha, there. Brilliant. Okay. Right, we're climbing up to 21,000. On top of descent, not too far. It's probably about 15 minutes. I don't think the CRJ actually gives you a time to top a descent like other aircraft do. There's no top of descent anywhere there. If we go to performance, it wouldn't be there, but progress, no top of descent. Gives it to us. Last waypoint. Next waypoint, but top of descent doesn't appear there. Oh well. It's about 15 minutes. Once we level off, we'll tell the cabin crew 15. Set speed 320. Set speed 320. Need you to listen first time because it's making it difficult. Okay, we're at 21,000. QNH is set. Next is the approach brief. It's actually a bit more than 15 minutes, so we'll tell them 20. So they can bring forward any drinks or snacks or whatever services they still need to do. Probably just drinks on this flight.
Hi.
There's around 20 minutes left to run before we start descending, just in case you wanted to bring any remaining services forward.
In that case, we'll do final drink service. Some of the passengers are pretty thirsty.
No problem.
Right, and of course no auto throttle on the CRJ, so we're managing the speed manually.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you enjoyed flying with us so far. We'll be starting our descent in approximately 20 minutes. The arrival weather forecast is looking good, so it should be a nice easy approach into the airport. We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we do begin our descent, please listen to the cabin crew carefully and pay attention to any instructions they provide. Please also monitor the seatbelt sign during our approach. Thanks very much for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again shortly.
Okay, Kruger is reporting wind 70 at 3 knots, very chilled. That should give us runway 5. Runway 5 has an ILS, runway 23 does not, it's just a VOR approach. And then 1026 and absolutely no clouds whatsoever. Temperature of 22. Alright, we've just passed Exobi. Next is Tiller, which is actually the beginning of the star into Kruger. Alright, so we can cruise along for a couple of minutes, and then it'll be time for arrival brief, approach brief. Cabin crew are serving drinks. The crazy thing is, this is like a 5-hour drive. Maybe 5.5 hours from Joburg. I mean, we barely have time to complete all of our checklists. Okay, so ATC will obviously confirm the runway and the approach when we call for descent. But with the winds at 70 degrees, we're expecting runway 5. At 3 knots is pretty chilled, and the weather's good, so we should get... I mean, that is the departure that Simbrief... that is the arrival that Simbrief gave us. So let's go and set up the approach briefings. Weather's good, runway's dry. APU, yes. ILS, we're planning for the ILS. We'll see if we actually get it. Terrain is always a threat at this airport, and then we'll be on the APU once we shut down the engines as well.
Are you ready for the arrival brief?
Go ahead.
Our current weather shows nice VFR conditions, and we've got the arrival and approach for guidance in the FMS for descent planning to get down to the airport. It'll be an ILS approach. The runway is dry, and we take the first available turn and taxi to the gate as per ATC. Once clear, we can plan to start the APU for the taxi in. Primary threat will be terrain. Any questions?
No questions.
Brief complete.
Okay, nice and chilled. We'll do the descent check once we are descending.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, Johannesburg Control West. Expect Tilly 1 Alpha with the Tyler transition. Runway 05.
Runway 05, Tyler transition, and Tyler 1 Alpha, Delta Tango Lima. I think that's exactly what we've got programmed. We didn't have a transition though. I don't think it even gave us the option for that. Okay, but that's cool. So we're getting exactly what we planned for. And basically call for descent now. Control Delta Tango Lima, ready for descent.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, Tilly 1 Alpha with the Tyler transition. Runway 05. Descend to flight level 120.
Descent to flight level 120. Tyler 1 Alpha, runway 05. Delta Tango Lima. We've already been through all of that information. Set speed 300. Set flight level 120. Set speed 300. Okay, got that a little bit backwards to start off with, but that's all good. We've started our descent now. Okay, we need to be at 120 at Tyler, so we'll just keep our banana on Tyler and then we're pretty much bang on.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. As you've probably noticed, we've started our descent. Depending on the destination air traffic, we should be landing in around 20 minutes. In the meantime, I will be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. After that, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you'll need to stay seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now as they will be closed during the approach. You'll next hear from me after landing, so I will wish you a very good afternoon once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while. Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for landing.
Okay, did he put the seatbelt sign on? Yes. descent check.
Pressurization set. Fuel checked. Altimeters.
Set and checked.
1013. Set right. Landing data. Set for 353 kilograms. Thrust reversers.
On.
Lights.
Set.
Seatbelt sign.
On.
Seatbelt shoulder harness.
Check left.
Checked right. Approach briefing.
Complete.
Descent check complete.
Okay, so next is flaps, gear, and then as we start picking up the ILS, course and glide slope. Right, let's just have a look at our ILS. So it is ILS Zulu for runway 5. Okay, so we should intercept at 5.8. It is 109.1, which hasn't been set yet, so we'll double check that, but it is on auto, so it should set it for us. And 54 degrees. Okay, go around, climb to 6,500, maximum of 210 knots, and we go outbound. At 5 DME, we turn back to the Kruger VOR and then join the procedure from there. We probably won't have to do that because they'll probably just give us vectors before we even get to that point in any case. Right, we just need to make sure that this thing sets our frequency. I guess we could probably just do it now anyway. So it's 109.1. And then course, we'll check that it auto sets. Oh, we got a little bit of cloud.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is secured for landing.
Thank you.
No problem. Let me know when we need to be seated.
We're almost ready actually, so you can take your seats now.
No problem.
Okay, they're getting seated for landing. 14,000 feet. Seatbelt signs are already on. A little bit of cloud, which is now disappearing. Okay. It's all gone. It was random. So what I was saying is, we just need to double check that that course gets set to 54 degrees.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, turn right, heading 125, vectors for the approach.
Right heading 125, Delta Tango Lima. Set heading 125.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima QNH1026, expect radar vectors for ILS Yankee runway 05.
QNH1026, expect vectors ILS Yankee runway 05, Delta Tango Lima. Okay, so we're not Zulu, we're Yankee now. Why are we getting vectors when we were on the star?
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, 21 miles from CI05Y, turn left, heading 105. Maintain 5,800 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS Yankee runway 05.
Set altitude 5,800. Left to heading 105, maintain 5,800 until established. Cleared for the ILS Yankee, runway 05, Delta Tango Lima. Set speed 210. Arm approach. Arm approach. Not even picking up the ILS. And that 105 heading takes us not where the ILS is. Okay, 10,000 feet. Now we're picking up the ILS. In fact, we shouldn't do that because we're not picking up the glide slope. We should just do this. Set speed 200. Course alive.
Roger.
Flaps 8.
Flaps 8.
You can see the runway lights blinking there in the distance. Still 22 miles out. Aha, glide slope is alive. Glide slope alive.
Roger.
Okay, we're on the localizer. Okay, flaps 20 speed is maximum of 230 as well. Stay at 200 for a bit. Okay, QNH 1026, we've just dropped below 8,000 feet. I don't know why she gave us those random vectors. It actually made things worse. Add in a bit of power. We don't need to descend this quickly right now. Coming up to 5.8.
Gear down.
Flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
Set speed 138.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima. Contact Kruger Tower 1190.2.
119.20 Delta Tango Lima. Tower Delta Tango Lima, ILS 05.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, Kruger Tower, continue.
Continue approach Delta Tango Lima.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, wind 090 at 3, runway 05 cleared to land.
Runway 05 clear to land, Delta Tango Lima. Flaps 45.
Flaps 45. Before landing check. Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Spoilers 0. Flaps 45. Before landing check complete.
Landing. Autopilot off.
.500 to go. Stabilized.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
We have touchdown. Taxi to parking and shutdown bridge.
90 knots.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, exit right next available taxiway.
Next available taxiway, Delta Tango Lima. After landing check. Alright, there we are. Safely arrived at Kruger. Landed a little bit long, but nothing crazy. Plenty of runway here. Right, now we just need to taxi down towards the end. Exit to the right. Into the terminal. Then today we are... I think it's Alpha 2. See if we can get that. Yes, Alpha 2. So hopefully Beyond ATC is aware of Alpha 2's existence. Because last time I flew here, it didn't know any of the gates. So we'll see. Once we exit the runway, we'll do all the lights. The APU should already be running, which it is.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, contact ground 122.65.
122.65, Delta Tango Lima. This takes so long. Ground Delta Tango Lima, request taxi to gate.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, welcome to Kruger Mpumalanga Airport. Say parking or advice if need assignment.
They don't have Alpha 2. There's Alpha 3, I guess. Or Alpha 4. Let's do 3. Ramp 3 Alpha, Delta Tango Lima. They've also got written as 3 Alpha instead of Alpha 3, but anyway.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, say again ramp number.
Ramp 3 Alpha, Delta Tango Lima.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, say again ramp number.
Ramp Alpha 3, Delta Tango Lima.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, say again ramp number.
Okay. Any ramp, Delta Tango Lima.
Zulu Sierra Delta Tango Lima, ramp 3 Bravo, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Ramp 3 Bravo, pilot's discretion, Delta Tango Lima. Yeah, we're not going to do that because 3 Bravo is a GA parking, it's down there. The Alpha
Cabin crew, disarm the doors, please.
ramps are the actual airliner sized ones. There's 4 of them, Alpha 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Bravo, Charlie and Delta are down there, way too small for a CRJ. So we'll just say we will and don't, I suppose. Okay, APU is running, so we can shut down. And then this can come off. Anti-ice we didn't use, hydraulic 3 is done. Those are off beacon ground
For
seatbelts.
your safety, please remain seated with your
Cabin
seatbelt
crew,
fastened.
the aircraft is secure. Please open the doors when ready. You're clear to begin deboarding. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. You're loud and clear. 5 over 5. Roger. Okay, Captain. Ground power is available. Stand by. We'll start getting you uploaded in a couple of minutes. Roger.
Shutdown check.
Shocks and brakes.
In and on.
Seatbelt sign.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Packs.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Hydraulic 3A.
Off.
Beacon.
Off.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Transponder standby. Shutdown check complete.
Right, there we are, safely arrived. So, nice afternoon flight here into Kruger and Mpumalanga. But,
Transporter from dispatch. Disembarkation completed.
there we go, Neofly is all happy.
See you soon for another
So,
mission.
that's a good 170 grand that we've made for that flight for Neofly airline. But I think that's going to bring us to the end of this video. We've had plenty of flying for today's episode. And so in the next one, we'll see, maybe we'll be heading back to Joburg in the CRJ, but there's also a lot of different operations that we have based here at Kruger and Mpumalanga, which will be fun to fly, some PC-12s. The BAE 146s are also based here, which I'm keen to get into flying as well. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. But as always, if you did make it to this part of the video, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you do want to follow along with the series, you know what to do down below. And I'll see you in the next one.